People that are going to make it in the future, the people that are making it today, let me share something with you. History is being read, but it's also being written by people with imagination.
Integrity and honesty. What are the 4 principles that governs your life?
Rich. I believe that your life will be a manifestation of those you choose to honor and those you choose to dishonor. And so 3 people you pay attention to: the people that left you in your time of need. Never forget those people. Honor that. Those people that helped you in your time of need, don't forget those people. Honor that. I don't care if you ever helped me. I still have great relationships with people that helped me to this very day, unless they decided that they didn't want to have anything to do with me. But I honor you. I don't care if you blessed me 10 years ago. I would never forget that time when you came into my life and you changed my life. So those that helped you in your time of need, those that left you in your time of need, and those that hurt you in your time of need. I believe that those are 3 people that you just never forget. Honor that. Till death do us part. Honor. My mom died August 26th of 2011. It's been 12 years. I honor my mom in my life. I talk about my mom every day. I think about her every day. And I remember her through her birthday, throughout holidays. I'm always honoring 98 pounds, and everybody we just listening. My attorney come back and says, "They better not play with me." And sat down. I said, "What happened?" She said, "The police came and said, this is amazing. I don't see no breach of contract here. Ma'am, go do your thing. This seems like a civil case. If they have a problem, they could just take y'all to court." Why am I saying that? It's not what's taught, it's what's caught. We could have went crazy and left the house. And mind you, 10 women paid to stay in the house. So now we looking for hotel rooms, trying to figure out where we're going to take the party to. And because I had the right people around me, because we remained calm, everything always works out for me. And that moment just made me realize you got to have proper planning, the right people, the right contracts in place, and make sure that you have always counsel present so that you could avoid things like this. And we finished the evening. The next day, we evacuated the house. We left.
Peter Drucker calls the era of the 3 C's accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. And so people are tensed and very, very stressed out. So how do you deal with that? And knowing why you do what it is that you do. The name of the game right now is perceptual and psychological. It's the mental adjustments that we must make in the midst of the difficulties. That's what leaders do. Leaders don't panic. They are not intimidated by the change. They're not intimidated by the difficulties. What they are empowered by it. I remember reading something that says, not what you don't have is what you think you need that keeps you from handling the difficulties and the challenges of life. That we have everything we need within us to face and to deal with whatever we have at hand, because we're more powerful than anything that we're up against.
Now, these mental adjustments and this idea that I've got what I need, I mean, in some ways that represents who I am.
For many years, I was living a life that I was not designed to do. I'm designed to speak. That's what I do. But for 42 years, I'm 62 now, for 42 years, I was doing something I wasn't designed to do, because when I looked at what I wanted to do, that was to speak, to train, to empower people, that my inner conversation to myself was, Les Brown, you can't do that. You were labeled educable mental retarded in the 5th grade. You have no college training. You were born in an abandoned building on a floor. You don't even know your birth parents. You can't do that. You are DT. You were called the dumb twin. Those words became my reality for many years. And then someone came along and interrupted that conversation in my head and said, Mr. Brown, they tell me about to drop out of school. And I said, well, yes. Why? I can't, I'm not smart like my brother. And I'll never forget when we first met, I was in his class waiting on another student, and he came in and said, young man, go to this board and work this problem out for me. I said, sir, I can't do that. I'm not one of your students. He said, it doesn't matter. Follow my directions anyhow. And I said, I can't, sir. And he said, why? I said, sir, because I'm educable mental retarded. He said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. So now this man changed how I saw myself. When I saw myself as the dumb twin, and that was the conversation in my head, that was given to me, that's what I believed, I accepted that. So the things that I was up against academically, they began to appear not as difficult as I thought they were, because now he empowered me. Before then, right before then, up to that point, The things that were placed before me, I would stumble, I would slow the class down because I was convinced that I was dumb. I believed what they said to me. And this guy came along and he changed my perception of myself. Someone said that people don't live life as it is, they live life as they are. And so what we have to do as leaders, I don't care where you are in customer service, managing people, that you have to do during the tough times, you have to bring the best out of you.
Talk to me about your grandkids, your great-grandkids. Like if you had just an hour to spend with them, what would you give them in terms of
choices? But they're choices that we've been programmed by life to do. When we leave our homes in the morning, we're bombarded with over 6,000 advertising hits through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram, through television, through our phones and through our communities, and through the computers. And so all of these things are impacting us every day. So if you don't have a program for your mind, then your mind is going to be programmed, and you'll find yourself doing things that you did not know, and that they affected you, that they, through marketing techniques and strategies, that they will create a thirst within you. I came up in an era that said if you built the best mousetrap, the world will be the path to your door. But if you know marketing, people will sleep outside your store to buy a telephone they've never touched or seen. But because of the marketing, they said, I got to have that. And when they get it, it's a smartphone, but they're a dummy because they don't know how to work it. And that is me. I got a smartphone, but all I can do is do text messages on it.
Hey, that's already pretty good. All right, so we've got our grandkids in a room. We tell them, don't be programmed by the culture. You got to figure out who you are.
You got to get to know yourself. You want to spend time reading. Reading is very important.
Give me some powerful books.
One of the books I enjoy is by my mentor, Mike Williams. He saw this Les Brown before I saw him. I was a disc jockey at WVKO radio station in Columbus, Ohio. And he said, hey, Brownie. I said, yes. He said, you know why you go see Robert Schuller and Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar? I said, because I like their message. He says, no. He said, that's who you are, man. You can do that. And he said, you know why Bert Charles gives you so much hell here? I said, well, he just doesn't like me? No, because you've outgrown this place. There's something else for you to do. You can do with those guys. And so many people never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives. And you have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And you got to have a mentor who's experienced, who's been there, done that. And as a result of that relationship, because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest, but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee. And Michael Jordan never won a championship without Phil Jackson. So you've got to have someone that can see something in you that you can't see, that can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. So I would teach them the value of having a life coach, that life is an adventure and it's going to be a challenge, and get ready because you're going to fail your way to success. You're going to get slapped around by life. And don't spend time complaining about it. And the other one is a little small book that I don't care how many times I read it, I always get something of value. James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. And they have a female version of it, As a Woman Thinketh. Those are books that I enjoy very much.
What is it about As a Man Thinketh? I tried reading it, and to be honest,
was a guy that was ahead of his time. His experience in the area where he was, and being in prison because of his philosophy of life, didn't make him bitter. You know, we've all heard the saying, things in life will make you bitter or they'll make you better. And he became better. He did even more profound work while he was incarcerated before he ultimately died. And so his focus on the value of not only just changing your mind, but having a program to do maintenance work on your mind, because those negative thoughts will come back with a vengeance once you stop the ritual of whatever you're doing.
People that are going to make it in the future, the people that are making it today, let me share something with you. History is being read, but it's also being written by people with imagination.